Welcome to Food Talk. We talk about food, fishing, farming, and all things East End. Today, my guest, Vaughan Cutillo, one of the co-founders of Montauk Brewing, Joe Gonzalez, the man, the legend, the real deal from Rowdy Hall. Welcome to Food Talk.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good to have you guys here. So, Vaughan, let's get right to it. You are seemingly a born entrepreneur. You took an entrepreneur course at Villanova. A little light bulb went off. And was it that you thought about inventing a brewery, or how did you get to Montauk? What was the idea for the brewery? Was that your first idea as an entrepreneur?
Sure. So yeah,
Talk to us.
It's been exciting. Obviously, we've grown quick. You know, Joe was one of the first supporters at Rowdy Hall, but it started long before then. I grew up with Eric Moss and Joe Sullivan, my business partners. East End guys, went to East Hampton High School, started home brewing right after college. In my basement, about a mile from where the brewery is. Again, Joe saw those first few batches. They've gotten better since day one. But
they were great then. They're still great.
Yeah,
now.
But we kind of timed it pretty well for the craft beer scene. I mean, obviously internationally, craft beer is increasing in demand. People want local, fresh ingredients and quality. That's number one. So we're also locals. We grew up here, so we can tell a story. That's important to the whole craft beer scene. We realized that we were onto something. The beers were good and they were getting better, so we jumped all in, and it's been fun. We're coming up on 5 years now. We're growing quick, but focused on quality and really giving back to our community. That's really, the local community has supported us tremendously, and that's allowed us to really grow.
You guys have done a tremendous job. It's really a story right under our noses here in the East End of a product that's hot. It's got, the brand is hot. It's a clean brand. It's a good brand. Montauk is hot also, which maybe it wasn't hot per se, but you guys are just right place at the right time, and you got a good product too.
It has to be a good product. The bread here from Carissa, the local farmers, there's a lot of entrepreneurial spirit on the East End, and I attribute that to, the families, kind of stimulate that, and it's really kind of exciting to be part of that craft beer scene out here.
And just talk briefly about we've got Carissa Wachter's bread. She, by the way, she's just opened a new bakery at 68 Newtown Lane. If you haven't been there yet, I mean, this woman's bread are insane.
Yeah, phenomenal.
In fact, there's a sourdough addict that we've learned about that's just this morning. But anyway, she uses some of your product in her bread, correct?
She does, yeah. So that's a great partnership. She does a stout bread, so we make a nice kind of rich, chocolatey. Joe, I think you've had it before. It
is.
It's been at Rowdy. Really nice, creamy aspect to it. Bread and beer are very similar. The process, the ingredients, the yeast. So they really complement each other. And Carissa's just a master at what she does. So they paired really nicely.
That's awesome. So Joe, before we get to you, I know we need a little bit of coffee.
Un
cortado, compliments of Cafe Bustelo. And so speaking of, this isn't a classic cortado. Joe, tell us about what a classic cortado is.
Basically you got a little leche in there, a little milk, and you just cut it with a little milk and sugar, and this is all over the southwest Miami. That's where I grew up. I grew up in a household where we used a cafetera, a little coffee maker like that, and my mother would make coffee like that. And at the time, I really didn't drink it this way. It was more like a café con leche, which was basically coffee and milk with sugar, and then you would enjoy it with some bread that had butter. I wish Carissa's bread had been around back then.
We'll be slicing some of that later, don't worry.
Good.
I know you're staring at it.
I only showed up because you told me it was going to be her bread and Vaughan's beer. I didn't even know.
Right.
You
didn't think you were a guest. Right.
No, so this is cultural heritage for me. So I'm really excited to be checking it out and excited to be here with you today.
And how'd you end up at Rowdy Hall? Let's talk about that. I mean, this guy, if you haven't, everybody listening, viewing, if you haven't been to Rowdy Hall Monday through Friday, no.
I'm there Tuesday through Saturday.
Right, Tuesday through
We're
Saturday.
Open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner.
Right.
It doesn't matter whether I'm there, and that's what's great about Rowdy Hall. And I'm so flattered that you would use those kind words about me. But Rowdy Hall, we work on the mission of making sure that whoever's there, behind the copper beacon, as I like to call the bar, whoever's there, you know, when you walk in the door, you get a welcoming, hey, how you doing? What's going on? We'll be right with you, you know. We're about customer service at Rowdy Hall, and we have as the guy who runs the beverage program, I have a very fortunate situation because I've got such a great symbiotic relationship with Joey and Ed and Charlie on the food end, you know, and then Mark and Christy make sure that things stay this way, and we try to do things the way we would want to experience them, and we're all like, you know, we enjoy good food and good drink and good ambiance, and that's what we do at Rowdy Hall. It's not that Mark's got a great sign. That's the boss, Mark Smith, on his desk. It says the restaurant business is simple, and then under there it says simple is hard, and you know, we try to keep it simple. We try to make people happy and make them come back, and it's an awesome place, and we welcome community is what we're about.
Well, it's easy when we got a good barman behind the bar. How'd you end up at Rowdy Hall?
You know, I had been at Montauk at Dave's Grill, and I moved on from there, and I came into Rowdy Hall by mistake, thinking I was going into O'Malley's. This is like July 10th, 1996. I find out that they've got a restaurant opening up, and Mark was aware of who I was. I spoke to him, and he referred me to the manager, Pam, and next thing I know, I had one shift to start with, and Kathy, my wonderful wife, and I were getting married in October, and we were thinking of relocating back into the city, but we really wanted to be on the East End of Long Island, and it was like, dude, it was just a fortunate thing. I just found the place, and then I got lucky there, like in Montauk. Everywhere I've been out here 30 years, and the community has always embraced me. I'm sorry, I messed up my mic. The community has always embraced me. I get emotional about it because the East End is such a beautiful place, but it's about the people.
Oh, no question.
The greatest resource that we have out here are the people.
I agree.
And that certainly, you know, we've got such great spirit, and you know, talking about the people, I love the community that Vaughan talked about, the farming community, entrepreneurs such as Carissa, the young guys on Free Ride, you know, James and Mr. Esposito. It's just like and you know, and then there's the elderly committee. It's just a wonderful place to be, and I'm just happy to be here, man.
Yeah, that's good.
And I didn't know we were going to have bread too, so it's real good to be here. Absolutely.
Vaughan, let's go back to Montauk Brewery, because how many different ales and beers are you guys offering now?
Sure. So we started with one, really, and it started as Driftwood Ale.
Which Rowdy carries.
We do on draft.
On draft, yep. So that's our English
Big
style
seller
pale
for us,
ale,
yeah.
And
The
that
flagship,
really,
as I like to call it.
it is, yeah. You know, it was the first one that really we put out commercially. We wanted a well-balanced beer. You know, we don't want something that overwhelms a palate. So, you know, if you're at Rowdy, if you're at one of these fine restaurants, you know, having a great meal, we don't want something that masks flavor. So Driftwood Ale kind of offered that perfect beer for that. We have kind of a wide array now, and as we've grown, we've wanted to offer more beers. Eric Moss is our brewmaster, so he's constantly tweaking recipes. You know, I brought the double IPA today. We, you know, have a stout. You know, a lot of beers that never leave the tap room. Very small batch. You know, focus on quality. Kind of gauge our customers' response to different beers, and then we can scale up. We can put the cans out today. I brought our newest beer is our Watermelon Session. You know, and Joe and I were speaking about fruit beers, and to be honest, I'm not a big, you know, adjunct fruit beer guy. We wanted something that was very subtle, so we used the base beer was a filtered pale ale with really subtle watermelon flavors. Something perfect for a hot summer day. It doesn't overwhelm the palate. Low ABV, you know, 4.9. But it's been a lot of fun. That's the kind of, you know, the joys of craft beer. You know, we can, you know, brew a very small batch, do something very, you know, our 5-year beer actually is what we're calling. We're coming up on that milestone this month. And Eric wanted to do something he's never done. So he did kind of a Northeast style IPA, kind of hazy in color. And then he kind of wanted like a creamsicle IPA flavor to it. So again, very subtle, but he used vanilla bean and blood orange in that.
Ooh, interesting.
It's a beautiful beer. It's actually just kegged a couple days ago, so super fresh. I'm sure, you know,
Sounds like I need to visit the tap room.
Yeah, I think it's
about 4 more days from now.
Worth a trip to come out.
The tap room is great. The atmosphere you guys provide, and that's about community. Beer and the things that they do there. You know, you go to the tap room, you can just have a nice cold beer with your family outside, hang out, park across the street. That's a beautiful
Yeah, you know,
experience.
it goes back. We don't have a TV by design. We want people to talk to each other. You're not
Yep.
buried in your phone. Our customer base is broad. I mean, we have young families, kids in strollers, elderly people. It's really a fun community space. We partner with a lot of local charities. Ed Cashin over at Truth Training.
Sure.
We do stuff for Paddlers for Humanity. It's all
Right.
about giving back. We don't want to, just be on a little island. That's the kind of fun thing about one being a brewery. It's kind of a good communal space, but also we're part of the community.
Yeah. Oh, no question.
Yeah.
How many states are you guys in?
We are not even distributed outside of the 5 boroughs and Long Island. So
that
we're
so?
selling a lot of beer to a very small area. And the reason for that is, we've grown quick, but the opportunity is so big. I mean, there's a lot of bars in the city, Long Island, who may have never heard of us, right? I mean, we have the good name brand, Montauk, the quality is there. But if Rowdy Hall can't get a keg and New Jersey can, I wouldn't feel right.
Right.
We want to support our current market, not go too fast. I think you could do that pretty
But
quickly.
you've got really good penetration into Long Island because one of my dear PR friends, a guy named Jody Fisher, who now works for a company called Austin & Williams, that's his beer. So I see his Instagram post, and he's drinking
Nice.
a Montauk Brewery product. Whether it's the driftwood,
yeah,
or,
absolutely. Or
so
the watermelon. I just tasted it the other day. I mentioned it to Vaughan, and I was, pleasantly surprised because I hear fruit in a beer, and I'm thinking like, But it was great, and Vaughan is. They've got themselves a great Instagram account. Speaking.
Oh,
of,
I know.
Yeah, it's
I know.
pretty groovy.
Doing Instagram stories a
Yeah.
whole bit. So I got a question, Joe. I bartended for many, many years, as you know. I've hung up my corkscrew. But what is it with the specialty cocktails, and do you have to make a lot of them? Because I was just thinking if I ever got back behind the stick, I would be allergic to having them take 3 to 5 minutes to make a drink.
Well, it's a challenge. It's a fine line you walk because there are some times that they could be time consuming, and there's a niche, and the niche is growing bigger, and there's more demand for them. I think that you need to find that comfort zone where you could provide mechanical aptitude for your bartenders. That's what I try and do. I try to make them, where the cocktails are. They're tasty, they're original, but they're easy to get going.
I know.
And that's what I work with. And for me, it's I still enjoy a fine beer and some great wine, and the cocktail situation is something that is definitely out there. I don't know that you can have a bar now without having a cocktail list.
I know.
And that's kind of, having started bartending by accident back almost 30 years ago, over 30 years ago, I remember when we used to prep, ice down our beers, and we would pre-make cocktails like woo-woos and kamikazes in bottles, and those were, and that was it. So, but now there's a lot, and there's a lot of great fresh ingredients out here that we use. We use local strawberries, we use some fruits, we make shrubs, we infuse things, and at Rowdy Hall, one of the things we also try and do is provide a price point where people are comfortable, because I'll tell you can go to some places and get a cocktail and get, say, I'll have 3 of those, and, you get the bill and it's $54.
Oh, yeah.
That could kind of like, set the night off to a little bit of a, whoa, hey, what happened there?
So bartender to bartender, or former bartender, do you like making those? By the way, you're the first bartender on the show, so let's
Okay.
just
Well,
maybe the last. No, because who could fill your shoes? I mean,
Well,
come on.
geez, that's very kind of you to say. Do I like making them? I don't.
Just tell the truth. It's okay.
Okay, I don't. I'm not looking to make them.
Yeah.
But I don't. I'm 56 years old now,
Right.
and I still believe in zigging when people are zagging.
Right.
But sometimes you gotta just go with the groove,
know,
dude, and
I
you
know.
gotta find, and
Like a mojito, you don't mind. Like you don't mind
Well,
mulching
what?
the mint.
I've got my stuff prepped, so you know
Yeah.
what? I've got mint infused simple syrup. I've got some fresh mint. I've got a squeeze of lime. I got my good ice. I got my rum nearby. I'm not, that's not taking up too much time. It's about getting ready.
I know,
It's
I know,
about
the prep. I
being
know, it's true.
mechanically
That's true.
ready. And that sometimes is a challenge at Rowdy Hall because of the space. But yeah, we get it done. Our most popular cocktail is called Numero Dos, which is a strawberry shrub, which is an infusion of sugar and vinegar with the strawberries, and we put them into tequila and fresh lime and shake them up. It's like a strawberry margarita, and people love them. And we get those out pretty quick.
Right.
So
you have to.
You have to, and they create revenue, and that's something you need to do also. You can create all the community you want, but you got to create some revenue also.
And then we talked a little bit before the show about your mug club. Just tell our viewers and listeners about the mug club.
It's funny, mug club. It's actually more like mug community. We've got a situation that starts November 1, runs through the end of May. This year we extended it to this past Sunday, Father's Day, and we sell mugs that are actually Steins. They come from Germany. They're the real deal, and we set them up on top of the bar. Everyone has their own mug. They're numbered, and it's an opportunity for you to come in and partake of a free libation at the start of your session, and then get discounts on the other beers, and then you also have lunch available Monday through Friday at 20% off with you and a guest.
That's a good deal.
Well, you have to have that because you got to be able to bring in, your significant others to justify maybe going to visit your mug alone. So. But it is a good deal, and it creates a camaraderie, a fellowship among different people that I feel blessed to have seen morph in front of my eyes.
How many members do you have?
We have active members 61. We
That's
have total
awesome.
we have total members 88, and it's a good group of people. And all the muggers that are active last night, I was thinking about sending an email last night how I'm hoping all 61 that were in this year will sign up next year. That's the kind of group that we had. And it's a very, we have moms, we have dads, we have landscapers, we have lawyers, we have farmers, we've got builders. We have the community.
That's awesome.
And then when they all come together, it's about their mug, and they could, hey man.
So now the mugs come down, replaced by Mexican Chardonnay.
Mexican Chardonnay.
Tell the viewers.
We merchandise. I've got the top shelf now, merchandise with Mexican Chardonnay, which is what I call tequila, and it's an opportunity. And I can't embellish this because it's the truth. Last night I was merchandising on the fly, and I sold, I believe, 11 different tequila opportunities from the tequila that was, you know what, we'll have a couple of shots. I'll have one of those on the rocks. Can I get that with soda and some lime? I go, yeah. So, it's...
So just keep putting them up, keep taking it down, up and down. You sell moves with tequila.
Yeah, and we have fun.
All right. We're going to play a little game that, in a way, is we have a lot of chefs on the show, but we're going to play Food Lovers Companion Roulette.
Ooh, wow.
So what we do is we pick a word out of here, and we try to stump you. Mm-hmm. I got stumped for the first time in 18 shows last time we shot by Claudia Fleming up in the North Fork. Now, she didn't get it exactly. The word was Monstero, and she guessed it was a cheese. She was basically stumped. Yeah. But Claudia, if you're watching, you did. She kind of stumped me.
Claudia's watching.
She's awesome. Right. She's awesome. All right, for you knuckleheads. I mean, gentlemen.
Oh.
No, knuckle. You like knuckleheads instead? No.
I certainly exhibit the characteristics.
All right, wise guy. Khachapuri.
Khachapuri. Well, that certainly sounds Italian. Excuse me. I'm not sure what that is, but if I had to guess, I'm going to say it's some kind of anchovy puree that is infused with some tomato sauce. That is used in a Sicilian pasta.
Mr. Cutillo?
That's me.
Wow, that is a tough one. Sautéed dish, maybe seafood, olive oil.
I like it. All right.
Wrong. It is,
what a surprise.
Similar to the Italian calzone. Khachapuri is a yeast dough package filled with cheese and baked until the bread is golden and the cheese is melted and
I'm
bubbling.
surprised you don't.
You'll have to.
I'm surprised you don't know that one, Joe.
Jeez.
Yes, it was easy. Joe, what are the 3 best things you've done in your life?
Well, married Kathy, have Burke and Nina. That's
Yeah,
easy.
bam, bam, bam.
You know what? It's, dude, I just, you know what? I'm a
that's it.
Guy.
No, I know.
That's it.
So, Vaughan,
Yes.
5 people in the history of the world, dead or alive, that you would invite to dinner.
That's a good one. You know, I'm going to go with living, first off, because they might be watching and this might actually happen. I'm going to go with people who are breathing. We're also fortunate on the East End where we get some of these people out here. I'm going to go with Leo DiCaprio, because why not?
Good one.
Jeff Bridges.
Sure.
Great guy.
Dude.
The dude. Lady Gaga.
I heard Gaga was out here.
She was in Montauk, so
Yeah.
if you're watching, Miss Gaga, come to the brewery. Let's go with Taylor Swift, another beauty. And best of all time, Derek Jeter.
Oh,
El Capitan.
Capitan. We didn't talk Yankees yet. We're going to
I know,
get there.
he's my number one. I mean,
that's
growing up,
awesome.
that guy
Oh,
was
good move.
He's the man.
And he's
so.
a nice man.
A nice guy. I've never
'Cause
met him,
you've
but
met
I've
him?
heard the
I've
best.
had the chance at a local wedding in 2004.
Is that the same one Mo is at?
Yes.
Where Mo encountered
But
him in the men's room?
But I, unlike our good friend Mo, I have a photo with Derek together where he is not under duress and trying to avoid me. He actually has his hand on my shoulder,
Right.
welcoming
Right,
me
right.
into the frame. I just want to say that for Mo.
Whereas Mauricio stalked him.
Exactly.
Right.
In the
Let's
area,
say it.
no, in
Say
the-
it.
By the men's room.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if you're going to stalk a dude, maybe at the bar,
Right.
maybe like, at his table, but not in the men's room. So,
Right. So let's just get it out. Mauricio stalked Derek Jeter at a wedding, went to the men's room, and then
didn't understand why Derek was like, hey, dude, I really don't want to take a
Not
picture.
the time.
with you.
Yeah.
but he got the picture. He got
But
the
he got
picture.
the picture. I you know what? I'll have to forward those photos to you so you can keep them on file.
No, I want that. I want that. So now you're five people that in the whole history of the world that you'd invite
I
to
kind
dinner.
of I thought about it, and I would start with the living person. I would go with Michelle Obama, and not just because I think she's so groovy. I want to find out how you balance being, a mother, which is the toughest thing in the world, I
Yep,
think,
no
because
question.
women have it so challenging, and then you got, you're raising two daughters, and you got that guy, what's his name, Barack, I think, wasn't he in charge? So I'd really like to talk to her. Then I'd go all the way back, and I'd have to talk to Thomas Jefferson, who is like, a guy who is just was a founding father. He was so cool and everything. But I want to talk to him. How can you reconcile having been a slave owner? Then I'd go to Lou Gehrig.
The Iron Horse.
Because I'd want to go, how can you keep your humility with all the greatness, And then the other people, you know what? I'd have to have my mom there. She was cool. Mm-hmm. And then Harry Truman.
Whoa.
Because I like to talk to him about dropping those big bombs.
Those are good ones, Joe.
Yeah, you know what? I gave it a lot of
like
thought
that.
because I was, although, you know what, Lady Gaga and Leo.
Come on,
I
right?
could help you serve the food. I could do the drinks at your party. But, to me, it's about, creating conversation at dinner.
Yeah.
I know why you came here. You came here for the bread and for the butter. So
Yeah, let's slice
and
that
Vaughan,
up.
you got some drink for us too,
I
right?
do, yeah.
And Joe, you want to get the those chilled.
Oh, the mugs, yeah.
Mugs
yeah,
out.
we got some chilled glasses. This is a top shelf operation.
Joe, what would you like to start with
You know
your
what?
bread?
I'm going to work my way up with double tasting, and I'm going to do the watermelon first. And,
You got it. Let me crack
then,
this
maybe
can.
get a little taste of the. Oh, we've got extra glasses. God, I love that.
I'm going to start you with this, Joe.
Definitely want to have some of Carissa's bread. And it's not just about bread over there at the bakery. She makes these croissants, chocolate croissant, but my favorite are the prosciutto Gruyere cheese.
Oh, I haven't seen
Carissa,
that.
you need to bake more of those because I show up late and sometimes they're sold out.
So again, Joe, I want to stress this. This is a filtered pale ale
Yeah.
with really subtle watermelon, so you can see the nice color to it. Goes great with some bread.
The first thing I noticed about this that I enjoyed was the fact that when I looked at it, it didn't, it resembled really solid beer. And then on top of that, when I caught the aroma, there wasn't like, I was a little nervous thinking like, oh my God, this is going to be a watermelon sniff. But no,
Exactly. Like I said,
it's awesome.
subtle, clean, crisp.
Yeah. All right, I'm just going to reach over for the mantequilla.
This bread is insane.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, she is talented. It's
I didn't realize that this was going to be part of the deal. I'd have been here earlier and enjoyed some of this.
Knocked out a loaf.
Yeah. Pass that to you,
yeah.
sir.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. And we could eat this on camera, right? We can just.
Joe, is there a liquor or a beer or a wine on your menu that you just like can't get rid of your bar menu that just like, you know. And same thing with you, Vaughan. Is there a product that you guys are kind of tired of, but you just like you sell so many of them, you just can't take it off?
Well, that's a tough question. You know, if I had to think, I would probably go with the Fernet Branca, which, you know, to me is, I don't drink it, but I do sell it, and it goes in streaks. But if for no other reason, then, you know, I have no problem with the product or how much I sell. It's how many times I have to explain it. It's like, dude, I feel like any moment now, Fernet Branca is going to go, big fella, here's an envelope. And I have not seen my envelope, so I'd like to get rid of Fernet Branca for just a simple reason. I'm tired of explaining it. Please don't ask me to tell you what it is, 'cause,
No.
you know, I just make it up sometimes, by the way. But
Vaughan, what about you?
For me, I mean, you know, the nice thing is we're fortunate that we can rotate a lot of different styles, so we can, you know, keep it new and fresh. As for, you know, our core styles, the Wave Chaser, Driftwood, our Session IPA, we've created a nice fan base with those beers. So, you know, I love going into the city and walking into a Whole Foods and seeing people, you know, rifle through shelves and grab a Driftwood. That was the first one that we came out with, and that's still a great mover for us. So, you know, I love just sharing those core products. It's really important to do that, but then also introducing, you know, the double IPAs and the stouts and Imperials, you know, that Joe's rotated through Rowdy and a lot of the craft rotating bars. We like to keep it fresh that way. So, you know, I love all the beers we make, to be honest.
That's a good answer. And let me ask you this. Are your beers sold at Yankee Stadium?
Unfortunately, not
You're
yet.
at
Not
Citi
yet.
Field, though.
We
Not
are
yet.
at Citi Field, which is great.
Okay.
They really, you know, Citi Field, they really wanted to kind of get behind, as a lot of stadiums now and arenas, you know, they want to push quality. They also want to support local. So I had a great meeting with the company that kind of chooses the beers and the food, you know, vendors in the stadium. And Citi Field did a tremendous job at really curating local. You know, when you walk in, I'm sure, Joe, you can attest to this, when people walk in and they are new to the area, what's local? Probably do you have an IPA? I'm sure that's another question.
That's an interesting
So-
conundrum, because there's so many other great beers, but everybody's IPA-centric and they're stuck there, and it's hard to get them out of there sometimes.
Right. So, you know, Citi Field is, you know, a great account for us. Yankee Stadium would be a fun
So that's
one.
about the one thing the Mets have done right.
Seemingly, yeah.
Meanwhile, we're all Yankee fans here. Our team's going through a tough stretch. You talk about a guy who shows humility under greatness.
Mr. Judge.
That's it.
Yeah, baby. You know, we saw Derek,
Yep.
your dinner partner. Could we be blessed to see another situation
He's
like
unbelievable.
that? And I don't want to put that kind of pressure on the young man, but you know, you see him talk and he just sounds groovy. He sounds good. He looks good. And then he's a big machine who moves around splendidly.
Oh, he's an
And when
athlete.
he hit one last night.
I saw that.
And it's like
I called that one in my head, by the way.
It was like high fly ball. Oh, track wall. It's gone.
Still going.
It's just like
They're gone. He didn't even get all of that one
yeah,
either.
kind of like me and my T-ball shot. Well, that's a bad example. But, yeah, I'm Yankee. It's good to be a Yankee fan, even in the midst of a 7-game losing streak.
We never saw
I
this
want to
coming.
point out that it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon when we're filming this show, and that's why we're drinking beer. It's not 10 o'clock in the morning. I just want to point that out.
I just want to thank you guys for coming on the show. You know, I can taste a little bit of your product in Carissa's
Solid.
bread.
It's really, you know, it's been fun to kind of work with local food producers. We're actually going to provide some stout for a local baker to make some brownies, you know, to make the bread. We also don't have any waste, so the girls at Amber Waves Farm take all our spent grain, some local farmers who have pigs and stuff. So it's really nice to kind of not have any waste. That's the important part. So it's a full circle, especially on the East End.
Well,
you know, that's important.
I got to say, Joe, you got to finish your
I will.
breakfast. And
What's happening with that?
As local as local gets, we got Vaughan Cutillo
you.
from Montauk Brewing,
Hey,
Joe
thanks.
Gonzalez
thanks
from
for
Rowdy.
Thanks to your group here.
Got a great crew here at LTV.
Absolutely.
Thanks to
Thank
the
you
LTV
guys.
crew. And all I can say is, cógelo suave, pero cógelo. Take it easy, but take it.
Yeah,
That
baby.
was easy.
Yeah, thanks for coming to what a great show.
Thank
yeah,
you.
thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Vaughn,
Thank you
yeah,
so
good
much.
job.
Always good to
Always
see
a
you,
pleasure,
baby.
Joe.
So,
That's it.
it is 10 a.m.